Wanna be a boss? Let's talk business. Let's talk fashion. Let's talk health, fitness, community, lifestyle, and finance. With Boss Up Houston, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. It's Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up. Hey everyone, it's your girl CHIMERE Bacon, and I am here at Boss Up Houston. Y'all know how we do. We do this every Saturday at 10 a.m. and I have the bosses in the building with me. I have Miss Sabrina Golden.
Hey now.
Baby, you...
I know, look at her.
We walking the runway on the couch, okay?
Yes. Look, I have to give props to Camario. She is amazing designer in Houston. I just have a photo shoot after this. So.
Okay. She came.
We gotta work.
Okay. Not to play, honey. She is not playing with y'all today. And I have Miss ROXIE GALVAN in the building. Yes, you guys. Today we're going to be talking about life happens. But we survive.
Yes, we do.
We survive. I think that's epic for what has been happening and what's been going on in the world, period. Like, it's been so many things happening in our worlds. But, again, we have to know that we're living life, and we have to do it day by day, step by step.
Exactly.
And prayer works, right?
Right.
Yeah, prayer works. So we're going to jump right in, and we're talking about life happens, we survive. But we had something that went viral on the internet, right? Okay, Derrick Jackson. He became like a household name or something like overnight. What?
Mostly for women. Mostly for women. Them women were worshiping him.
But why, honey?
It's because he gave those nuggets like, yeah, I ain't taking that no more, you know, like hype him up type stuff. Like he was the hype man of every woman's dream man.
Really?
Yeah.
So
I mean, because I followed him too. I don't worship nobody, so.
Right.
You're not going to be my God. Sorry. But anyway, yeah, so he did have some really good, I'm like, yeah, you know, you're right. I am worth it, you know? So, yes, it was some things, yes, I would be like, yeah, that's good. You know, that's really good.
And I've watched him a few times. I'm going to say this. I can pick up on a narcissist in a split second.
Wow.
And so initially, like, just by watching him, I was like, okay, cool. I mean, that's his platform. You know, I don't knock nobody from their hustle, okay? Right. Whatever your hustle is, your hustle is, okay? So that's his platform, but I'm telling you, I knew it. Oh, I knew it. But this is what I did say. So maybe he did something that he learned from his mistake, and then now he's preaching and teaching like men do good, or, you know, women don't take it because I've done it. That was my issue. He didn't say, don't do this, or women do this, or women take this advice because I've done it. I'm that person.
Nobody's ever going to put themselves out there like
I
that.
do.
I mean, not a lot of people. They hide it. A lot of people hide it. I know.
But, I mean, then you get this. You get the after effect of lying. It's pretty much, that's what it is.
And I think that's worse, when you hide it and then it comes out.
Right.
That is like the worst to me.
Right. And then another thing is we have to stop assuming. We have to stop assuming that people are a certain way, or stop, you know, projecting how we feel that they are on them. First of all, everybody is human. We are. Okay?
Exactly.
And we all make mistakes. What you got to say, ROXIE?
So my take on Derrick. So I'd watched him a couple times.
Darling.
But he, like you said, I had that feeling. Like, I felt like he wasn't really genuine, and what he was saying wasn't really helping me. So I was like, if I'm not going to waste my time.
Yeah.
So I know who he was.
Right.
But when the whole thing came out, they were on the couch. I had a problem with it. I was like, something don't look right. I was like, that don't look right, and it reminds me of my my marriage.
Yeah, exactly.
Child,
Yeah.
he was holding her,
Always
gripping
look at the
her
woman.
hand. And when he was talking and I said, baby,
And it was like no remorse.
baby, this a whole domestic violence situation
No
on live.
remorse. Like you sitting there doing all the talking, and no remorse. It's just like I'm
Right.
not sorry.
Yeah, and she know and this and that, and I was like, baby.
Oh, and these memes are just
Listen.
I've been rolling, okay, because they're parodies and
Right,
stuff. Oh
right.
my god.
So we did
yeah.
one, me and Dre. Hey, Dre.
Hey, Dre.
You will notice me. Shout out. Yeah, I had on my bonnet.
I
Okay.
thought about it.
Yeah, I did the Danae bonnet, honey.
I was like, why? I mean, everybody's
Girl.
going to
She said
see
it was
this.
a
Why
hat.
would you go on camera?
Exactly.
What
That's what I
about
said.
her
Like,
head?
she out of control. But I know why.
I don't
She
understand
was
that.
over it. She was like, you want me to come on camera?
Oh, I'm going to come on camera.
I'm going to come on camera with this bonnet on.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
No,
No, she said
earrings,
actually
no
it was a
makeup.
hat.
It looked like a
That was
bonnet.
a
That was a
bonnet.
bonnet.
That
was a
they-
bonnet.
They do have a hat like that though. I'm just saying.
Bonnet, hat, tomato, boo. You should have came, baby.
And then
Listen.
she came on afterwards and said, "I wear the helmet of salvation."
Girl.
Did you see that one?
Girl.
I was like,
Girl.
Was that what it was? Was it a religious thing?
Girl. Moving right along. Baby, she was out of control. So, like, okay, I think this is the last time I'm gonna be talking about Derrick Jackson, but we had to talk about it. You know, women's perspective,
Right.
girl talk. You know, we have opinions on things like that. And one thing I did want to stress is, and that's why I was like, oh my God, this has to be on the topic for Life Happens, because he was on top, right? Mm-hmm. And in a split second, boom, 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 crashing. You know?
Mm-hmm. Too
But
much
was
is
it a
given, much is
crash?
required.
Right.
But
And
was it a
her
crash,
too.
though?
Her
Was it a
too.
crash or was it a blow up? Because now everybody knows his name.
I mean,
Well,
yeah, they got 5.4 million views right now, and he had half off his book.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying, see.
Was it a crash or was it a come up? Is the
So
question.
here's my thing. It depends on the person. So for him, it might be a come up because that's him. You know, like I said, narcissist. But for some people, and I could use myself as an example, I'm not looking for fame. My sole goal is to help others. And while doing that, if I'm running my business and things like that, I want to be wealthy, successful, you know, and then be able to pour back into others. So for me, the way he did it was not a good look for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, owning up and saying, hey, I've had these issues and this is why I can say this to you, or this is why I can tell you. Like, that's integrity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think we need to soul search, honey. Soul search.
Cleanse our
listen,
souls.
he out of there and she out of there, because her coming on with these other things, it get crazy about a second, right?
But you know what? You don't know what you're in until you step out of it, because I was in that same situation where my husband was holding me like that and I was looking crazy and he was looking all right. And I'm just like, huh. But when I actually stepped out of it, I learned that, oh, that's what I looked like.
Right.
But she don't see it. I promise. She don't see it. She don't get it yet.
And I hate that they are trying to use, oh, God saved the marriage, oh, God this, and I mean, okay, but don't do it. Like, don't. For me, that's using God's name in vain.
Right.
Like,
I agree.
If you're sincerely talking about God bringing you back together and saving your marriage, that's one thing. But sensationalizing, you know, your situation to make your situation better, boy, bye.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with you.
All right, so we're going to get on to some more serious things that have happened. Ooh, okay. So this is real heavy because there were some Asian shootings in Atlanta. On March 16th, a series of mass shootings occurred at 3 spas. and in the metropolitan area of Atlanta, Georgia. 8 people were killed, 6 of whom were Asian women, and 1 other person was wounded. The suspect was 21-year-old Robert Aaron Long, and he was taken into custody. And he said something about he had a sex addiction, and he was in some type of facility for treatment, broke out, and committed these crimes.
Wow.
Okay, so what does sex addiction have anything to do with the way that you feel? Because
Exactly.
I have absolutely no idea. I was like, what?
Yeah.
First of all, I've learned that you can't make sense of crazy.
Okay.
Right?
That's good. That's good.
You can.
That's good stuff.
So when crazy stuff happens, I don't immediately go like, oh my God, why? Because it's like, if it's crazy, it's no sense. Maybe they have a logic in their brain, but for us, in reality, logic doesn't exist in crazy.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. Things just happen. People do stuff, and if it's crazy, it's out of there. It's no reason.
When they're
there's
mad
no
it's
excuse.
set.
Right. It doesn't make any sense. Senseless murders, senseless crimes, senseless. These women and the victims have lost lives, and I'm sure it's affecting families, especially because it's women, right?
Exactly.
And so my heart goes out to the Asian community and everybody that was affected. And hopefully we don't see any more of these. But we know, like, every so often, things just pop off, right? How do you feel about that, Sabrina, since you are from, that culture?
It's hurtful. I mean, just as is the black community, I am hurt with the Asian community. And so when I started hearing about it, I was just like, what? I'm like, do I get a break? Because that's both my people,
Right.
So, yeah, it's very hurtful to hear any nationality go through anything.
Right.
But, yeah, it's. I made sure I put stop the Asian
Yes.
So,
Yes. Roxie.
So I thought I heard something else. I don't know if I knew the right story, but I thought that the man had committed these crimes because he said that Asians brought corona.
Yeah, I heard about COVID.
COVID. So I'm like, what happened? What's the real? Like you said, you can't make sense of.
Right.
And I thought it was like different places. Some were in LA and then Atlanta. So it was because
it was a number of them. Yeah, I think it was a number of them. I believe what they were saying is that these crimes have risen. Like the crime rate has risen because of COVID.
Okay.
Because I think they were tying a lot of stuff into mental health, mental illness is showing more because people are not able to express as much or interact with people, or some clinics and doctors were not even working, as far as health concerned, mental health therapy. So sometimes those people couldn't get into treatment or wasn't getting the proper treatment because people were not at work and it was like less workers or whatever. So I think that's what it was saying, because it's of the pandemic, there's a rise in the crimes. But don't quote me because I don't know. Maybe there was an underlying thing, but I think that's what they were saying.
But bottom line, I think that senseless killing is senseless. It makes no sense. And I hope that those people who do have those mental illnesses and those underlying issues get help.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And if that person doesn't know what they're going through, I think it's the family's responsibility to say, hey, something is not right with little Aaron. Let's go get him
Not little
some
Aaron.
help.
People around them see that stuff, and we tend to like, oh, he's crazy, and just like kind of shun it away, but they need help.
Yeah. I believe that solely, that if a person needs help, we need to acknowledge that. I think sometimes we like trying to sweep it under the rug. oh, he'll be all right. But no, this is why these things happen. The shootings at the schools and these things happen. Generally, you know, I've made friends like with my nail salon lady and things of that nature. So, you know, I called and checked on her, made sure, you know, they were good and they were okay. And most of the time when they come over into America, they come as a family.
Yes.
They come as a unit. You know, they try to bring everybody over and help and support each other. So that's what I love about the Asian community. They help and build up each other, you know, which sometimes in the African American community, we don't see that a lot. And that's why I like to push it.
Yeah, that's one thing I grew up on. It's like you use me to step on my back and you get up higher.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I really love about our community. So, yes.
Love it, love it. So life happens, but we survive. You know, we're here to live another day. So we have to take everything with a grain of salt and learn from the things that happen, right?
Exactly.
So the next thing is, why is Black Lives Matter still, why is it still so prevalent, so heavy? So the other day I saw a whole press conference. You know, it's like things are still happening. And we did all this protesting. We have all these things or laws that are trying to be passed. And, you know, the George Floyd law was just sent and passed and things of that nature. But still, it's like we did all of this. All these people have died. Breonna Taylor, Arbery, Trayvon Martin, you know, and we're still dealing with this like in society. Why? I just don't get it.
Well, you gotta think about it. It's not that old. People who were in real racism back in the days, it's still alive today.
Right.
They're very old, but they're still here.
Right.
And then you think about how they pass it down to their children, you know, so it's a generational thing. You know, it's going to take time to die off. And you know, it's just more in the public eye now because of social media and how fast it gets out there. But it's been happening.
Right. It's crazy. And for me, because I hear a lot of people quote 400 years of slavery, 400 years, you know, and it's like, yeah, we can talk about the past, but we have things very present that are happening very presently. I mean, and it's still prevalent. And I understand people or other nationalities that want to understand what we deal with, but unless you are of our descent and of our nationality, you will not ever understand fully. So I saw on The Talk, did y'all see The Talk, where Sharon Osbourne and
Whoopi? No.
Not Whoopi. I forgot her name. Goodness, I forgot her name. But they had an altercation, and she was like, "Make me understand why this is happening, this and this." And this, it was over the Meghan Markle thing.
I think I heard that.
Wow.
It was over the Meghan Markle thing because, you know, she was just saying, you know, you would never understand a black woman's position or a black person's position in society, period. But she was like, "Make me understand," and it's like, you will never understand. Like the whole thing about it is just have compassion, because you will never ever experience the things that African Americans experience in society. Right. And how do you feel about that, Roxie?
So let's see, where do I start? As you all, well, you two know, I grew up in an all-black community. My stepfather was black. But I feel, even having lived in their world, in you guys' world, still doesn't give me an understanding. It's weird because I see it happen to all of my close friends. I see so much happen to my children, to my ex-husband, right? But I will never understand. Right. I will never get it because I am not in that skin. Right. I just won't. I can have compassion, like you say, but I still.
But you
to
have
this day-
compassion because you're in it and you see it.
Yes.
Right.
She's not in it.
Those people are
Yeah.
so far removed from even being in a vicinity of even knowing that it happens. And then you have to also think they're in entertainment. They're on a different status quo, right? So half of the things that really happen in life are not happening with them or around them. Even if she's with African American people, regular things are not happening in her world.
I lived it day to day. And
Yeah.
I still just, I can't get that I don't think I ever will.
Yeah.
But I understand that. And I think that's what does it say when you understand that you don't know something and you never will, at least you have that understanding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Man, it's crazy.
I don't know. Growing up, like, literally, I think I had altercations, but it never was directed to me. So a lot of people thought I was like Filipino or you know, Hispanic. I never got black, you know, until I came to Houston. Like, no, you black, you black. So basically, yeah, I got Hawaiian, everything but black,
but
you know.
black,
So I didn't grow up with that, you know. So even when I got to Houston, I didn't get that.
Right. And I think because down south, it's more prevalent. You know, in the South, we want to say we're proud. We're proud to be black. So it's like if you have a little bit of black, you're black, girl.
That's exactly. I'm like, no, you're not gonna knock my Chinese down now.
My daughter Vivian, she'll tell you in a minute, I'm black, and I'm like, baby, you're both.
Yeah.
You need to she goes, Mommy, look at my hair and look at your hair. I'm like, baby, you're both.
Yeah.
And so trying to get her to she's proud to be a
I
little black girl.
I cannot leave the other side. That's why I'm like,
And you
so
shouldn't.
prevalent. Yeah,
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't. You
Yeah.
shouldn't knock down one side.
Right,
because you're
right.
both.
Yeah. So listen, I want to say this, but I don't want to say it candidly. All lives matter.
They do.
But the reason why Black Lives Matter is a movement is because for so long they have not mattered. Right? So Black Lives Matter, y'all. Keep that focus in your brain, even in your dealings with other human beings. Just have compassion and live life in love, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
All right, y'all. We talked enough about the heavy stuff.
Yes.
Life happens. We survive. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We have to pay some bills, and we'll get right back with you. This is Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
What are you doing here? Red Table Talk, the Estefans. Time to take the table to a whole new place. It's coming to Miami. 3 different women, 3 different generations. We're loud, we're proud. Let's go.
We're talking about relationships, love, sexuality.
Oh my gosh. We all know that you are fuerte. Yes, I'm a tough woman, but I'm very vulnerable.
Like muchas Latinas.
In order to move forward, you have to go to those places.
I like boys. I like girls. I like both.
Honesty will set you free.
We are putting all of that on the table.
Red Table Talk, the Estefans.
Be a part of the conversation. Only on Facebook Watch.
your host, Chimere Bacon. This is Boss Up Houston. We do this every Saturday at 10 a.m. And I have the bosses in the building with me. I have Miss Sabrina Golden.
Hey.
And Miss Roxie Galvan. My girls are in here with me rocking. Listen, you guys. We know that life happens. Oh my goodness. So many things in life happens. But we keep it moving, right? We have to keep it moving because we are still here. Yes. And we have to live life on purpose. So I'm going to go into my business one-on-one, okay?
Yes.
I give you good business tips and business information so that you can take into your business on a day-to-day basis. So I want to talk a little bit about direct-to-customer sales, right? Okay. There were a lot of big companies during COVID-19 that took a hit. And surprisingly, Coca-Cola was one of them.
Really?
Coca-Cola dropped 28% of its revenue from the pandemic.
Wow.
It shuttered.
They stopped drinking soda. Stop drinking
28.
Coke.
Yes. Okay.
Oh,
Listen,
man.
I got one in my purse right now. I be like, okay, I'm gonna try to stop a little bit, and so I started getting the mini bottles.
Yeah.
To make you feel better.
Child.
Just to get a taste.
But you have to drink like 5 of them. No, I'm just playing. But I did start, to limit, to say, okay, I still have the intake, but yeah, they fell by 28%. So every company, I think, did a major shift into online stores. So out of all of the years that Coca-Cola has been functioning, during the pandemic was the time that they shifted to an online store. Last year was the first year that you were able to order online direct customer sales from Coca-Cola. Wow. So from that, we have to know that we have to be readily and available to shift in our business.
Exactly.
Whatever is working for the business, whoever is not working for the business, whatever we need to do, move around, shift around, even if it's our own mindsets, right? We have to shift. A lot of churches were affected by the pandemic. Right. You can't go to church. Right. It's not a person-to-person thing. So all of them had to learn how to digitally make this thing happen. It was a lot of churches that just fell behind or fell on the wayside because they were not already in the social media or the digital sector. Right. So when things happen, even in business, we have to move forward, take it, and then shift into that next mode, right? Exactly. So that's my business one-on-one. Learn how to shift in the moment. Learn how to move when you need to move. And move with clarity, right? You need to move with clarity, knowing your next step. Plan it out and say, okay, even if it's not a direct move, it's like, okay, within the next 3 months, right. We're going to make this shift. We're going to have this done. We've actually done that here at Boss Up Houston. We've been in our own secure space since the pandemic started, actually. So the pandemic has been good to us. God has been good to us. The pandemic has been good. We shifted. We moved into this space, and we are expanding. We just got 2 other spaces in the same area. Yes. So, we have to learn how to move and shift. Yes. All right. So that's my survival tips for Business 101. We're going to head on over to Golden Opportunities with Sabrina Golden.
Yes, y'all stay tuned because I am doing a product review on Trapped and Lux Cosmetics.
Yes. So here we go. Golden Opportunities.
Hello and welcome to Golden Opportunities with your girl, Sabrina Golden. And I'm here to highlight entrepreneurs, artists, products, travel, foods, you name it, I got you. So today we are going to look at the products Trapped and Lux. So the first one that I'm going to try is a lip gloss. It is called a Frenemy. Sounds interesting. Let's see what this color looks like. Oh, it's got a nice squarish look. I love it. And it is a pink color. Oh my gosh. I love pink. I love pink. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh, do you see this color? And it just glides on like butter. This will definitely make you feel friendly, okay? I mean, this, I just swiped it in one time, okay? And look at this. It's popping. I know you guys love this. Friend me. Don't forget this one. Okay, so this next one is going to be the lipstick, and this is called Stop It. You better stop it, okay? Anyway, look at the color. Oh, they better stop it. This is a red. You know how we feel about our red, ladies. Red is just the bomb. Oh my god, look at this red. It's almost like a ruby blue or orange, reddish. Oh yes. Let's try it out. Color. It is so moisturizing. I just feel it moisturizing my lips. And ladies, guess what? It's magnetic. It pops on. No more losing the top in your purse. This is the answer right here. I love it. I love it. You better stop it, girl. Okay. I know you guys are loving this. You're loving these colors. You're loving the everyday look. You got lip popping. So let's try another one. And this one is called Exposed. Really? Yes, I would definitely wear this one like every day if I had, you know, just somewhere quick to go. Just put on Exposed because you're about to be exposed, girlfriend. Trapped in Lusk also sent me some lip gloss, ladies. I just kept on the Exposed on my lips, and I'm going to put on top the clear lip gloss. Look at that. Isn't it so cute? I love the packaging. But this is supposed to be a hydrating lip gloss, so I'm just going to put it right on top of the Exposed lipstick. Oh, I can feel it. These lipsticks are really good because you just feel it moisturizing your lips. It's like your lips are saying, "Oh, thank you for hydrating me. We really appreciate it." So now, we tried the lipstick, we tried the lip gloss, so now let's try the brow pencil. Yes. Who doesn't love a good eyebrow pencil? So I already combed my eyebrows out. So now I'm just going to shade in my eyebrows. Do you see how easy this is doing it? Guys, I'm looking at my camera phone, so I can't do it perfect. But you can definitely see where it is shading in your brows. And me, I like adding extra to my eyebrows. Okay. It's popping, ain't it? No, ain't not a word, but it's like natural eyebrows. So, if you want to get you some Trapped in Lusk, make sure you follow them on Instagram, Trapped and Lusk, and that is in Lusk, L-U-X-E.
All right. That was Golden Opportunities.
I hope you guys liked it.
Yes, that
Good
lipstick
stuff.
was popping.
Yeah, that's what I said. Popping.
That's too cute.
I love it. Listen, y'all go check out those products that Sabrina reviews. I think it's real good to see you use them first. I be like, Sabrina, try this. Oh, Sabrina tried that. I remember
I'll be the guinea pig.
Yeah, I was asking you something one time. You was like, I'm going to try it first. And I was like, yes, girl. And then I went and got it because you tried it.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. Thank you so much for those golden opportunities, man. Stay locked, stay tuned to Sabrina Golden with Golden Opportunities. We're going to go into what we survived. Oh, my God.
Yes.
It's so much, right?
Yes.
Roxie, what have you survived?
Wow. I can just name a little list. Sexual abuse, divorce, survived COVID. My whole family had COVID. So I'm really glad that we all came out healthy, strong, and everybody is okay and alive.
Yes.
What else? The death of my fathers, both of them in the same year. My biological dad died in January of 2020. And my stepfather, who was my heart, my everything, he's the man who raised me. He passed away in December of 2020. So I have been through a lot. And I was talking to a friend the other day. He's like, girl, you need some ginkgo. And I was like, I don't need ginkgo. I was like, this is the way I've survived. Like, my brain kind of shuts things off, and I'm able to go to sleep, wake up the next day, and be like, whoo, okay, new day, let's go. And I don't know if that's like a real thing, a real science thing, where when you go through traumatic things in your life, your brain like tries to protect you or protect your heart or whatever, and you just forget about things. Like, there's certain things in my childhood that I don't really remember. There's glimpses, like the good stuff, like growing up with CHIMERE and having her as my friend. I feel like that's why I am so loyal to her, is because she was the light.
Don't do this to me.
She was the light in all that crap that I dealt with, growing up. So I've been through a lot. I've survived. I'm here, and I'm thriving, and I still have really good people around me. I still have my friend.
Yes.
We're good.
We
We're gonna move on to Sabrina now. Sabrina, it's your turn. I done told my whole story.
Okay. Got me over here.
That's a lot. Yes. I mean,
Goodness.
but we all have survived a lot. Even childhood, teenage, we survive it all. And thank God. He gives us the grace, the mercy, the willpower to go on.
Yes.
If you put God first, yes, you're able to see clearly how to move on.
That's true.
But I can say I survived starting life over after my divorce at 38 with nothing, starting from zero. I was able to do me and let my light shine instead of someone dimming it.
Yeah.
And I am where I am today is because I made that decision, but first with God's permission. And He's blessed my pathway ever since.
Amen.
And that's one thing. I mean, surviving, having kids. I mean, just
Yeah.
that's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Three of them. I just thank God, I didn't get a divorce when they were
Before,
little.
yes.
Because I would have been like, yeah, this not gonna work. But a lot of women do it, and we survive.
Yeah.
And I just give props because we are strong.
Yeah.
We
Women
go
are
through
strong.
a lot.
I want
abuse,
to
all that.
everything. I want to say, Sabrina, you are shining, girl. I
Yes.
love it. I love it. I love the moment that you made whatever decision you made. you know, you're just blossoming and growing and, you know, successful in all your endeavors. And that's why I fully support you. I love it. I love seeing you out. I love every time I'm like, yes, that's my girl. But yes, congratulations, girl. You're doing it. So I love it. I love it.
Your light is really shining. And you shine so bright, Sabrina. Every time I see her, I'm like, ooh, there she goes.
Yes.
There she goes.
And she always gonna come correct.
Oh, yes.
She walking in, still in the show. Okay. Yes. The runway. The runway is open, honey, when Sabrina Golden comes on the scene.
Let that light shine.
Yes,
girl.
yes.
Hey, Chimere, what about you?
Now y'all know I just survived everything. I like you guys, you know, divorce. I've survived domestic violence. I've survived friendships. I've had some real bad dealings with people. Like, just because people take advantage of your kindness or your kindness for weakness. And I've always been a person that is upfront and will tell you things, but I also have a kind and endearing heart. So sometimes that can, but don't cross me, because listen, the other one will come out. The one you don't want to meet will come out. But I've learned how to balance that. You know, I've survived childbirth. I've survived toxic relationships. I've survived. Ooh, what have I not survived? Let's ask that question.
Exactly. Easier.
Some of everything.
Yes. So I thank God for the survival instincts. And like you were saying, Roxie, for me, I'm the strong one. I'm the strong friend. I'm the strong person in the family. I'm the strong one. I'm the one everybody goes to. You know, so a lot of times we deal with things on our own versus trying to deal with them, you know, collaboratively or with other people. When things happen, you may not ever see me at my lowest, because my lowest point is going to be in my prayer closet and in my solitude of my bedroom or in my home, and it's just me by myself. I don't even think, maybe my kids maybe seen me cry like maybe twice, like literally. Emotions are shown, but I'm always, like you said, I bounce back. It's something happens, oh my God, it's devastating for a moment, and I feel it for a moment, but I know that I gotta keep moving, I gotta keep pushing, I gotta get up, I gotta go, you know. And I said this on one of the shows. I want to give a shout out to Ladies of Fear Over Faith. Cheryl Mazik is the CEO and owner of that. She also does Compound Queens. She does something similar to the Real Housewives of Houston, where she uplifts and encourages women. She's based out of Dallas, and I've joined her social media team to where we're building things on social media for women to view and watch, and to uplift them. And I said it on hers. The promise is in the press. If you keep moving, if you keep going, if you keep pushing, you're going to get to that next point. You know, and that's where the promise is. You receive all the benefits. You go through all of these things to get to that point to where, this is why I went through this. And it's a wonderful feeling when you get to that moment.
And that main thing is to heal from it before you go on to other stuff.
That is true. Yes.
Because, like, going through my divorce, it was hard. You know, I didn't have money. I didn't, you know, I had proof of everything. It's just, I was just like, I was done with it. So I didn't take it. I just took like child support, and God made a way. And so during that process, I wasn't working, so I went to a retreat. Thank you, Sonia. A bear retreat for women. And it's just a time you don't have well, I can't say anything. But you go through this process of healing. You get strictly bare. with God. And you release a lot of things. And I think if it wasn't for that, I probably still, I'm not a unforgiving person. I forgive pretty much right away.
Right.
Most, maybe 2-3 days. but I'm very forgiving. And so, yes, that time of healing, I think every woman needs.
Yeah. And that's important. That's important in everything, healing. Because if you go unhealed, then you take those same feelings, you take those same thoughts, you take those same things into the next relationship, situation, whatever. So it is important to heal. It's important to heal. And it's important to acknowledge when you're not healed.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I still admit, sometimes I'm like, no, I got an issue right here. I don't think that one's going away.
Right. And if
but I'm trying.
If somebody keeps saying something to you, be like, wait a minute, you know, but you also have to live in your truth, right? So sometimes people can say stuff to me and be like, no, that's not what that is. What that is that I've made a conscious decision that this is how I'm going to deal with it.
Right.
And just because you feel a certain way, they ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
Okay? Now, yeah, that part.
Yeah.
I know that phrase that she said.
So, you guys, any regrets? Do you have any regrets? You know, sometimes we do things, we say things, we feel a certain way. Do you have any regrets from anything?
I like to say no, I don't have any regrets, because everything that I went through, whether it was a good experience or a bad experience, I learned something from it, and I felt like that's what I had to go through in order to be the person that I am. So even, for example, the sexual abuse that I encountered as a child, I don't regret it. I know that sounds really weird, and maybe...
No, it doesn't sound weird for me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it has helped me to protect my children. It has helped me to be able to kind of scope out a predator. It has put me in a position to where I feel like I am your protector now, where I'm this little, you know, I think that's why I became a nanny, because I wanted to protect these children. These children are so innocent. So, so even the sexual abuse, even the marriage that was doomed from 6 weeks in, I learned a lot from that marriage. I learned how to sit myself down and be a wife and be a mother. And I, you know, I was able to focus on what it is. What is a wife? You know, what is a mother? It kind of made me just sit down, because I was out there. I was out there. I was having fun. I was 27, 28. I don't even remember. But the girl was having fun and not really. I was waking up and I was like, where am I? So yeah, it pulled me out of that place in my life. I don't know if it was, you know, God. I don't know what it was, but I'm grateful for it.
Yes.
So, no regrets, I guess.
That's good.
I mean, there's some things that I'm sure that I've said, people that I've hurt, that I would, you know, oh, I wish I didn't do that. But I learned from hurting people. I learned from not being a great friend. I learned from making the mistakes that I made as a wife in my marriage.
Right.
But the key word is you learn.
I learned.
Right.
And there's so much more to learn, and I'm excited. I'm excited every day to say, okay, what can I learn today?
Yes.
You know, and I think that's why I turn that off, that pain. I turn it off and I wake up and it's like, oh, okay, today I get to be here with...
What are we doing today, brain? Pinky in the brain.
No regrets.
So, yeah, I don't have any regrets. At times you may say it in the moment, but think about where you would be if you
Didn't
go
through
through it. You know, things you go through now is going to help you in the future, or it's going to help somebody else. So I don't knock anything that I went through down. It made me stronger, because I used to be a big crybaby. And like you said, you were out there. I was very sheltered growing up. And so when I hit, I don't know, what is it, 17, 18, I was like, ooh, this is a party? Yeah. Like, oh my God, look at all these people. Party up. So yeah, I think I was heading that way. And then I came out to Houston and kind of stopped that, got married young. So it settled me down, you know. So everything is a purpose. Everything is sometimes for your good. And then sometimes you got to make it good. So I don't regret anything.
Okay. And no regrets. I have absolutely, and so I have to say this, I've come to a point to where I don't apologize for things that I've done, things that I've said, or anything like that. But again, I do learn from that. I have come to a point to where I know that I had to go through things to get to a certain point. And there are certain points now in my life, you know, once you get older and you mature, you say, oh my God, that's why I went through that. Because this moment was going to happen. And I needed to go through that to know what to do in this moment. Right? And so a lot of that has happened for me, the full circle thing. Oh my God, I'm here. Because of that moment. I remember going around Houston with my grandmother. She was a true missionary, and she was a epitome of women's movement. And she would go and speak, and she was on programs. And I'm looking at myself like, oh my God. And I couldn't fathom why I was there then, 10, 12 years old. Why am I around all these grown women? I should be outside playing, you know, or something, you know. But I look at it now and I'm like, oh my God, that's why I was there. You know, I learned how to do all this stuff subconsciously. You know, she was instilling all of the virtues that, you know, she had in me. And so, and Roxie experienced some of that. Roxie used to sit at my grandmother's counter. So I was never the one that wanted to cook, honey. I think I was destined to be single.
Shut up, Shamir.
Okay, my whole life. Roxie used to sit at my grandmother's counter and learn. Like, my grandmother used to show us, this is how you cook this. Girl, I wasn't sitting at that counter.
I got the smothered
She was ready
pork
to
chops.
eat. That's
down.
it.
Okay, what was I doing? I was doing something else. Roxie
Shamir.
was there, but I was doing something else, honey.
Shamir was in there acting. She was acting. She was in front of a screen doing what everybody else was doing on that screen. That's what Shamir was doing.
Yes.
I was sitting at the counter. So I'm like,
Girl.
Miss Bacon, my dear.
Yes.
How do you do that? Like, what are you doing? And so, I don't know. That was part of my
I remember
destiny.
that. I was like, Roxie wanted to be a wife and a mother and all of that. Child, I was so far removed. But you know, we revisit those moments when we get older and we're in our element and we're like, oh my God, you know, we learn those things. So those aha moments for me are great. I love them. So no regrets. I love it. We have no regrets. And as you can see, we are sound and fully vetted women. You know, we've been through a lot. We are experienced. We can give a lot to other women just by what we have experienced. So that's another thing to live on purpose for, you know, to help and to build somebody else up. Encourage somebody and let them know this is not the end of the world. Tomorrow will come, you know, and, you know, you can experience those things. So, you guys, we're at the end of the show. And I have to do this. This is something that I was regretting. I was regretting to even do because I've really been in a funk since last week when we got the call that Monique LUSK passed away. And I've been dealing with it in my own space. And so I do want to thank everybody that has called, text, prayed.
Got this. You got this. She is already truly, truly missed. I was talking to her with a viewer. I was talking about her with a viewer. And that viewer was like, man, she was like the of the whole show. And she definitely had this spirit about her that was contagious.
Yeah.
She welcomed you with open arms. I remember when I first started, just on the last episode, episode 4, I was like, wow, what a woman. What a woman to look up to. What a woman to be. I was like, I love being I can't wait to come. And she was already trying to dress me. She's like, you need to do this and you need to do that. But yeah. You girls had a more intimate relationship with her than I did because, soon after we met, COVID hit, and it kind of took us out. We had all these plans to go shopping and all these plans to go and get me fashioned up. Because your girl is a nanny. T-shirt, jeans every day.
But she was like, Roxie, you need to be a sexy nanny.
She's like, I got you.
I was like, sexy nanny. I was like,
oh my God.
So
yeah.
That was never today.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I didn't want to do it.
It's okay, girl.
You will never miss a moment.
Yes,
with Monique. Yeah. And even though I wasn't Monique's friend for her lifetime, the time that we were friends, it was solid.
Yes.
And so, my last talk with her, I talked with her actually a couple of days before she went back into the hospital. And we have these moments where me and Monique, we would talk it out. Girl, whatever. Okay, whatever, But then at the end of it, I love you, And we would, always reconcile because at the end of the day, we did love each other. And we had each other's back. And could nobody come in between that situation. Me and Monique had a real relationship. So, we are dedicating this episode. That's why it says life happens, but we survive.
We survive.
We are dedicating this episode to her and her life and her legacy. And she had her own brands, Motastic, Moments and Monique. She was working on shows, and I'm not sure if her movie will still go forth, but I pray that it does, and the endeavors that she, build and the legacy that she leaves stays with you guys. So, sorry we're leaving you on this this note, but we have to just show our love for Mo.
We love you.
Yes, we love you, Mo. We love you, Mo. All right, you guys. This is Boss Up Houston. I'm your host, Chimere Bacon. I have the bosses in the building with me, Miss Sabrina Golden, Roxie Galvan. We do this every Saturday at 10 a.m. And we hope to see you next week.
Yes.
And this is Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
Want to be a boss? Let's talk business. Let's talk fashion. Let's talk health, fitness, community. lifestyle, and finance with Boss Up Houston, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. It's Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.